Hey everybody, what's up? So I know a lot of you make bath bombs and a lot of you buy bath bombs for people as gifts. So sometimes what happens when you make them or when you buy them is they wind up cracking, and you can see this one here. It's very cracked. I took it out of the mold too early and it completely split up. As it expanded after I took it out of the mold, it completely cracked up. So what I'm going to do today is show you just a quick easy way to repair a damaged bath bomb. Again, I know a lot of you make bath bombs to sell, and I know a lot of you also purchase bath bombs to give out as gifts. So if you made one and it cracked, probably because your mixture was too wet, or maybe it was raining outside, or the humidity was high, or maybe you unmolded them the incorrect amount of time, they will crack like that. So let me tell you what you're going to need to fix it. Also, if you do like my videos, please give it a thumbs up. YouTube changed all their rules, so that actually helps me out a lot. So you need dry ingredients, and the dry ingredients are going to be baking soda. You're going to need citric acid. Now, if you're making an entire bath bomb, you have to have citric acid. That's what makes it explode in the bathtub. If you're just patching a bath bomb, you do not need the citric acid. So if you don't have this, don't worry. You're gonna need Epsom salt, which is also, it's optional, but I like to put it in because it has a lot of benefits for the skin. So if you're going to be sitting in a bath, you might as well get some kind of benefits from it. Then you are also going to need cornstarch. I bought this online because it was on sale, but you can use any cornstarch. You probably have cornstarch in your kitchen already. Then what you're going to need, after you do your baking soda, your citric acid, your cornstarch, and your Epsom salt, you're going to need your wet ingredients. So for the wet ingredients, you're going to need some kind of oil. I use hemp oil because it's supposed to be really good for the skin, and it's like organic and all natural and stuff, and I feel like it is a really good consistency for the mix. So I use that. You're going to need some kind of coloring. Now, a lot of people say don't use food coloring, but I do it, and it works perfectly. It does not stain your tub, because you're only putting like 4 or 5 drops in it. You're not dumping a whole bottle of this into your bathtub. But if you don't want to use food color, I know also I use food coloring because it's safe for the skin. If you don't want to use food coloring, you can also get micas or clays. There's certain clays that you can use in your bath bomb. So, but if you just want to keep it simple, just to fix a cracked bath bomb that you're going to give somebody, or if you cracked one of the bath bombs that you're making, you could just use food coloring, as long as you match the color that you're fixing as best as you can, because if not, you're going to notice there's a different color. Most bath bombs are just round, and they usually have like different colors in them anyhow, so it really wouldn't be that noticeable either way. But if you want it to be perfect, you're going to have to try to match the color as close as you can. Now, I made this bath bomb, and I write down in my trusty dusty book all of my recipes as I go along, so I can make them again for orders and stuff like that. So this, I already used this exact oil combination, wet combination, to make this cupcake to begin with. So I know that this color is going to match this. I know it doesn't look like it, but it actually will match it when it dries. It dries this color. So after you get your wet ingredients mixed together, you're going to take a whisk. You're going to take your dry ingredients. You're going to mix them together well. And it's going to be dusty because of the cornstarch. So if you have problems like breathing, or if you're very sensitive to dust and things like that, you can always wear a mask. I just do this. So I ain't got time for masks. But you could just do this, whip it up, and voila, you're ready. So, let's see if I can get this down a little bit. My tripod is horrible, but now when you're adding the wet ingredients to this dry stuff, what you want to do is keep it moving. and add the wet ingredients a little bit at a time. Don't dump it all in there because the wetness from it will start activating your fizz. The citric acid, it reacts with water and it fizzes. So if you dump the whole thing right into the middle of it, you're going to see it's going to start fizzing up. If you just put it in a little bit at a time like this, it doesn't fizz up as much and your bath bomb will have more fizz in the bathtub. So again, don't dump your wet ingredients into the dry ingredients like in one big clump because you'll ruin your bath bomb. Right now, just going to scrape out the rest of my oil and my scent. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you, but in the wet ingredients, you need to put some kind of essential oil or something to like make it smell, so that when it explodes in the bathtub, it releases a scent. People like that a lot. So what you're gonna do is make sure that when you get your scent, get an essential oil. I got these right here. It's like you can get any one that you want, but the one that I got, it's like these. It comes with like their top scents or whatever, and this was like 12 bucks I think, and it lasts forever. And the one I'm using today is, what am I using today? Today I'm using this one, which is tea tree oil. People really seem to like this one a lot. So again, essential oil. Do not use an essential oil that is made for a diffuser, like for aromatherapy, because those are not meant to be placed on the skin. And you don't want something like that in a bath bomb if you're going to be laying in the water with it, because you don't want that stuff on your skin. So make sure it's an essential oil. You can use cosmetic fragrances, a soap fragrance, anything that you can get on your skin you can put in here. Do not use any kind of essential oils for air fresheners or things like that, because they are not meant to be put on your skin, and you don't want whoever's using it to be breaking out and stuff. So now you got your mix all put together, and you'll see if you just kind of pack it together with your hand, you know, if you take it and you like squeeze it together, you'll see it's sort of keeps a shape, but it's not like so super wet. You don't want it to be too wet because that's why they crack to begin with, but you want it to hold a shape. So like that's fine. Almost like wet. It feels like wet sand, or if you've ever had that kinetic sand, that squand or whatever they call it, that's mostly what it feels like. And you can compress it into, you know, a ball, and then just, you know, you crumble it up or whatever. Now, also, you don't want your mix to be too wet because that's how it cracks, and it's also harder to pack into your molds. So now that we have it all mixed up, I'm going to show you how to patch your broken bath bomb. So all I'm really going to do is just take a little pinch of it, a little tiny bit. You're going to take it, lay it over where it's cracked like that, and just rub it, just sort of massage it in. And you can see like that part of it crumbled off, but that's okay because you could take some more and you could fix that big crack. But I just wanted to show you the crack itself now is gone. I want to show you on another crack, like right there maybe. And sometimes your bath bombs will be too far gone to fix, but if you just have a little bit of cracking, it's fine. I should be doing this over a plate. I'll do it over the bowl actually. So you're just going to press it in, and then just wipe it, you know, now that this is hard because it's been drying, so it shouldn't like fall apart, but you could see like that hole in it right there. I'm just going to take this and lay it on it, just like that, and then just rub it, and it'll fill those cracks right in. Now this piece here that fell off, you could fix that too, and I'll show you that in a second. But I just wanted to show you the cracks in it and how to get those cracks out. Because mostly that's the problem with bath bombs, is that as you're making them, they crack a lot. But you could see, and then this crack here, just gonna take this, rub it on there, get it in there real good, wipe it off. And now obviously this mix is wet, so you'll be able to see that line for now, but when it dries, it's going to dry unnoticeable basically. So all I'm doing, lay it over the crack, and then just wipe it off. Lay it over the crack, wipe it off. And now you remember how messed up this looked in the beginning. Just filling in all the cracks. I don't think I missed any. Okay, but you remember this whole thing was cracked up in the beginning. So now I just want you to see it, the difference in it. You can see those cracks are now all, they're undetectable once it dries. You'll see that you won't be able to tell where those cracks were. So again, just press it on to the crack, and then you just wipe it off. So you could see what a big difference that was. Remember what it looked like before? And you could see where the cracks were, right, like right here. But you can tell now it's smooth. It's a little bit darker, so you can see it. But when this dries, it will dry the same color. And then, where's that piece that I busted off? Oh, right here. So now that's actually a pretty big bust. But, again, just take what I do if there's like a big chip out of it like that. Take some and sort of mold it in your hand. Just fill it in. You're going to fill that in real good. That's the piece that fell off of it, by the way. So you're just going to take it, you sort of press it into this, you know, like a little putty. Then you're just going to stick it into that hole and shape it with your hand. Shape it with your fingers. So you could see where that hole was. You saw that hole was a giant chip out of it, and I'm actually glad that it fell off because now I get a chance to show you how to fix like big dents too. So you're just gonna play with it with your hand almost like it's putty. You're gonna squish it in there, shape it. I can't really see what I'm doing because I have the thing facing towards the camera, but you could see, you know, you take your time, you just sort of fill it in, and that whole crack now is gone. So you can see, you remember what it looked like in the beginning. It was horrible. And again, like I said, this is a different color right now because it's wet and this cupcake is dry. But you could definitely see the difference between the before and the after. So that is how you fix a broken bath bomb. And again, I know a lot of you buy them in the store. And give them out as gifts. Sometimes you get them home and you realize that there's a massive crack in it, because even the big companies, they mass produce them. They don't check every one to make sure they're not chipped or cracked. So you might get one that you're giving away as a gift and it might look horrible and you'll be like, I don't want to give this to somebody. They'll think I'm a maniac. Just do this. Get your stuff, get your dry ingredients mixed together, and then like I said, you know, you just sort of, like this piece here that completely chipped out, you could see there was a big hole there, and now it looks 1,000 times better. And this is a cup. I made this into a cupcake. I actually sell these, and they smell really good. Also, another thing, if you have these and you realize that you have them for a while and they don't smell anymore, what you could do is the same thing. Rub it on there. You know, just get it on there, rub it off, and then when they go to smell it, they'll smell that smell. And the inside of this, it'll still smell, because when you throw it into the water, it'll release like it'll bubble all the way to nothing. So the inside of it will release fragrance. But sometimes, you know, they smell it and they don't smell anything and they're like, oh, that sucks. So if you just want to spruce it up a little bit for like a display or to show it to somebody, maybe you want to bring it to work and ask somebody if they want to order them or whatever you do with them. It's not my business. But that's another little trick if you want it to smell a little fresher. You just rub some of a new one on, and then this batch here, you don't waste this. Press this into a mold. If you don't have a mold and you just want to fix one that you're giving as a gift, take these and just with your hand, just take your batter here, and you're just gonna take it and just like it's a snowball, just squish it into a ball. And set it somewhere to dry, and voila, you have your own bath bomb. They don't have to look pretty or like cupcakes. They're all going to do the same thing when you throw them into the water. Those look cooler. This looks not too great. But don't waste that batter that you made. Make yourself a bath bomb. Oh, and this stuff, you can throw this into a plastic bag if you don't want to waste it. And if you're not going to use it, throw it into like a Ziploc bag. Just leave the Ziploc bag open a teeny bit on the edge, because as it dries, it gives off gas from the mixture. And you don't want the bag to explode. So if you're not going to make a bath bomb for yourself out of it, but now you have all this mix left over after fixing the cupcake. Oh, the cupcake. Well, mine's a cupcake, but yours is probably just going to be a ball. You can either squish it, just squish it with your hands if you don't have a mold, into a bowl. Set this somewhere on like a paper towel or a napkin somewhere. Don't put it on wood because it does have oil in it, and you don't want to destroy your furniture. Until it dries, you know, you don't want oil sitting all over the place. So put it on a napkin, let it dry, and then the next day throw it into the bath, and you got yourself your own homemade bath bomb. Doesn't have to look pretty if you're going to use it for yourself, and most people don't even care what it looks like as long as it smells good. This stuff, like I said, if you don't want to make a bath bomb, throw it into a Ziploc bag, leave it open a tiny bit, let it dry out, and then when you go to take a bath, just dump the bag into the bathtub and you got yourself a fizzy. It'll fizzle all up. It will act like a bath bomb, but just a lot quicker. Like this will spin around and stuff in the water and look cool. But you could let that dry in a bag and throw it into your own bathtub when you're ready to take a bath, and you don't have to shape it if you don't want to. And it's just a bath fizzy. It'll release the scent. It'll smell cool. You'll have a nice relaxing bath. So I hope you like this video. That's how you fix bath bombs. If you have any questions or if you want a bath bomb recipe, the recipe that I use to make these, to make my mix and to make my cupcakes, just go into the comment section below and just ask whatever questions you want. YouTube changed so much stuff, so it's really, I don't get notifications anymore, but I do check my videos at least once a week, so I will get back to you. And you can see, you remember what that looked like. It looked like crap. And this, I just want to show you, it won't focus, but I just want to show you that you can reshape that little broken piece, and it looks weird because it's still wet. But you can, and you know, I could fill this in even more and make it like perfect. I just wanted to show you guys for the video what it would look like. But you can, you know, shape it because this is like a swirl. So you could like take it, shape it up into a swirl more, whatever. And then let it dry, and it'll dry the same color. I know it'll dry the same color because I used the same recipe for it. So, yep, and that's it. That's how you fix a broken bath bomb. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. That actually helps a lot now on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel if you want, you know, do-it-yourself, how-to videos, unboxing videos. I do a little of everything, a little bit of everything for everybody. And thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. Bye!